Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Hidden Gems. I'm Xu. After a 10-hour drive, I'm so excited to be here in Sichuan Province. And my first stop is Qionglai City, a real hidden gem within an hour drive from Chengdu downtown. Even more exciting for me is that this is where my wife Lana was born and raised, and she has a very deep feeling for it. Once she wrote an essay called The Taste of Home. I still remember the first sentence was like, a day of Qionglainese starts with a bowl of naitang mian, milky broth noodle. She said that is a taste Qionglainese would never forget. So today I'm gonna do as the locals do and live like Qionglainese for a day. Lana and my niece will be my guide to take me to explore the charm of Qionglai. Here's the naitang mian we just mentioned. Look at this rich broth. No wonder it's called milky broth noodles. This seemingly simple soup actually contains a lot of ingredients like pork, chicken, bones, spices, and other secret ingredients. Simmered over slow fire for several hours until the broth becomes white and thick. The broth tastes refreshing and delicious with toppings like ground pork, pork skin, which is soft and chewy. In addition to the broth, the noodles are also special. They are called 水叶子面, water leaf noodles. These noodles are made from wheat flour and are thin like leaves. Because of the addition of alkali, the noodles are light yellow in color and have a chewy texture. The price of noodle is quite affordable too, only 11 yuan a bowl. Local people usually have the noodle with boboji, shredded chicken in spicy sauce. They are a great match. The chicken is soaked in chili sauce, fully absorbing the spicy and umami flavor of the sauce. From my observation, the sauce contains chili peppers, peppercorns, garlic, sesame seeds, sugar, and soy sauce. The chicken is coated with sauce and the color is so tempting. Interestingly, bobo chicken is charged by piece, 7 jiao for each. You get to choose your favorite part of the chicken. Personally, I like the chicken leg best because it has a tender and chewy texture. After this authentic Qionglai breakfast, I'm so ready to explore the rest of the city. Qionglai, also known as Linqiong, is one of the 4 ancient cities in Bashu region that dates back to Qing Dynasty over 2,000 years ago. Dabeijie, the North Street, is the core area of the ancient city. It's totally preserved and charming. Back in the day, it was a major stop on the Silk Road and the Tea Horse Road. Thanks to its climate, environment, and rich resources, Linqiong was famous for making ceramics, liquor, tea, salt, and iron. I'm standing under the gate of Linqiong Ancient City right now. This gate was rebuilt on the relics of the Ming Dynasty gate. Walking along the street, you can see many typical Western Sichuan folk houses from the Ming and Qing dynasties. They are so elegant and old-fashioned. Picture this, bustling shops, merchants from all over, lively liquor stores and tea houses, people coming and going. It must have been incredibly vibrant. Today, the old city is still full of life. The streets are lined with all sorts of stores, and the air is filled with the delicious smells of street snacks. People are strolling around and enjoying the vibe. I couldn't resist trying a 糖油果子, fried dough with sweet syrup. It was absolutely delicious, and it's a perfect way to refill while exploring this amazing place. Not far from North Street lies another tourist attraction called Wenjun Well, named after a talented Linqiong lady in Han Dynasty, Wenjun. Initially, I thought it was just another ordinary historical figure story, but while researching online, I was so surprised to see the following terms associated with the attraction. The biggest Zhanan, which is cheater in Han Dynasty. The biggest Ruanfan Wang in Han Dynasty. That means, how to put, someone who rely on women's power to get wealthy or rise to power. This really aroused my curiosity, so I'm gonna go there and check out what exactly happened. Legend has it that Sima Xiangru, a poor scholar, was invited to visit the home of Zhuo Wangsun, the wealthy salt and iron merchant of Linqiong. He played the phoenix seeking a mate on the zither, expressing his love for Zhuo Wangsun's daughter Zhuo Wenjun. Touched by the music, Zhuo eloped with Sima Xiangru to Chengdu and started their life together. But life wasn't easy as they expected. They made a living running a liquor store, but struggled financially. Eventually, they returned home asking for help. Zhuo Wangsun forgave them and provided them with financial assistance to return to Chengdu, and he also helped Sima Xiangru to find a job in the government, and he became a favorite of the emperor, Han Wudi. This Wenjun well was the well that they used to draw water for making liquor. Up to this point, the story is romantic and beautiful, but later, fame and fortune changed Sima Xiangru. He began to neglect Zhuo Wenjun and planned to take a concubine. This is where I understood why he was labeled as a cheater online. Faced with her husband's betrayal, Zhuo Wenjun did not make a scene. Instead, she wrote several poems to express her disappointment. Upon reading his wife's poems, Sima Xiangru was deeply moved by her talent and emotion, and he felt ashamed. Eventually, he returned to Zhuo Wenjun and they spent the rest of their life together. Zhuo Wenjun has become a timeless classic that inspires women to bravely and freely pursue their own happiness and education. As for Sima Xiangru, his literary achievements are undeniable, but his action in relationship with Zhuo's family have sparked controversy. So what do you think of those historical figures? I'll be really happy to see your opinions in the comment section. By the way, if you come to Qionglai, don't forget to try guokui fried flatbread. It has two flavors. The beef filling is spicy and numbing. The pork filling has a very rich, lard aroma. The way of cooking is also very unique. First, the dough is wrapped with the filling and made into a flatbread. Then it is fried in the oil to set the shape, and finally baked in this big clay pot with low fire to be done. I guarantee that you won't be disappointed. Qionglai is the birthplace of the Chinese decorative ceramics, and the ceramics got its start in southern and northern dynasties and thrived in the Tang dynasty, leaving behind a rich legacy of ceramics that spanned over 8 centuries. This place I'm going right now is a big deal, Shifangtang Kiln site, where those ceramics were excavated, and the third most important archaeological site in Sichuan Province after Sanxingdui and Jinsha site. It's truly remarkable just by listening to the story. I'm so thrilled to be visiting the Shifangtang Kiln site today. After you enter the archaeological park, the first thing you should check out is the Qionglai Ceramics Museum. Stepping into the museum is like traveling back in time. Here, you can explore the rich history and culture of the city and discover the incredible impact that Qionglai Kiln had on the ceramic industries both in China and around the globe. The museum also displays a stunning variety of ceramics vessels. These ceramics are really eye-catching. What really grabbed my attention is the three-color cup and the oil-saving lamp. The cup is a stunning example of Qionglai's high-temperature underglaze three-color technique, while the oil-saving lamp is a clever invention. It is empty in the middle. The side has a small hole where you can fill with water. Then water will reduce the temperature of the ball and the oil, thus slowing down the burning of the oil and ultimately reduce fuel consumption. By the way, the letters on that plaque was written by my father-in-law. He's a good calligrapher and quite famous here. Not only that, he's also a great chef of Sichuan cuisine. So I'm thinking about asking him to help me make a homemade Sichuan cuisine video. If you think that's a great idea too, please let me know down there. Outside the museum, you can see kilns in different sizes scattered in the park. The largest one is called the Dragon Kiln, and it's impressive 42 meters long. It's one of the best preserved Song Dynasty Dragon Kiln in existence. Standing in front of it, I feel like I had been transported back in time, watching the busy scene of the craftsmen at work. I couldn't help but notice the scattered ceramic fragments of different shapes and sizes nearby. It is said these fragments were rejects from production, but they are not useless. They're still telling the history of the past. It's truly amazing. Tengger. Qionglai not only has stories, it's such a city full of life and warmth. After work, people gathered by the South River to camp, barbecue, play mahjong and chat, only because of a hint of sunlight. This lively and joyful scene really touched me because we are so used to our time being filled with work, just want to order delivery food and swipe on our phones on the couch after work. We haven't felt such a pure impulse in a long time. I've been thinking about the reason of it. Today, I personally experienced the gifts from the history and nature in Qionglai. This definitely somehow shaped the confidence, optimism, and the positivity of the locals. And more importantly, people in Sichuan generally love life and have a higher level of satisfaction. But what is love life? It's a very broad concept, isn't it? Later, my mother-in-law's words woke me up. She said, since Wenjun earthquake, Sichuanese have all learned to cherish the present of life more. Exactly, loving life means living in the moment. As humans, we're unique in our ability to perceive time, often dwelling on the past and worrying about the future. However, what we can only control is this very moment, as the past cannot be altered and the future is yet to come. By focusing on the present, we can fully experience, think, and create. If we make the most of every moment, we can experience happiness throughout our lives. Right now, on the banks of the South River, the sunset reflects on the water, illuminating the smiling faces of the people. After spending a day as a Qionglainese, I feel the same happiness as they did. It was truly an amazing experience. Today has been a very fulfilling day, and I hope this video has inspired you to visit Qionglai. One more thing that really impressed me today is that Qionglai is the city where you can smell the aroma of baijiu, Chinese liquor, on the streets. Isn't that crazy? That's because Qionglai is the largest base of raw liquor in China. I'm really into this topic, and I'm gonna make a special video about it to explore the stories behind the Qionglai liquor. If you are interested too and want to know what baijiu means to Chinese people and why we're so fascinated by it, please remember to subscribe to my channel for the next wonderfulness. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.